Rebel. Babe, can you see that? Snapchat, Instagram, Uchikila. We could have told us to better.
Can we get the clap? Second one, please. Super.
Hi guys. I'm doing that again. I'm sorry.
What was that? What was I getting pew-pewed for?
Okay. I'm gonna do it again.
Why did you pew-pew me?
Oh gosh. Will we even record this today is the question.
Let's go.
Okay,
Oh my
let's do
gosh.
this. Okay. Do you need the clap again?
Oh my god. And I was just about to start.
Sorry. Do you need the clap again?
It's fine, everything will be synced up anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do this again. Hi guys, and welcome to this episode of Her Hour.
Yes!
So you're joined today, obviously, by me, Jordan, and you.
Yes, Vera, your fave. And we have...
She's claiming faith.
Yes, I'm claiming fave. We're gonna have like a voting segment.
No,
one of these days.
no. Don't do that.
And...
We're joined by a special guest who's going to introduce herself.
So you don't know my name?
No, you can introduce yourself.
I'm Amard. That's how decent I am.
Oh wow.
How sweet.
So this is the gown episode. We're all wearing gowns.
Morning.
And evening. Yes.
Okay, so in today's episode, we are going to be speaking about virginity, guys.
I bet you weren't expecting
yeah,
that. Like,
yeah,
I bet you someone was
it's
like watching like,
scary one.
it's like
virginity, or the lack thereof.
That makes more sense.
So I think the first most important point to start off with is I think it's fair to say that I'm probably the only virgin sitting at this table.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm
Virgin
kidding.
hair.
Like, what are we talking about? Specify.
Virgin at alcohol. Virgin what?
Virgin at iPhone.
Virgin. You know what? This is virgin shaming, guys.
That's exactly what we're talking about in the episode is virgin shaming.
Right.
Virgin shaming. Okay.
No, but like on this whole tip of like virginity, I heard a shaking story. I don't know why I had to accentuate the
quaking.
Yes, I was quaking, shook at the third. Anyway, so my friends were telling me, my other friends, like you aren't my only friends. My other friends were telling me the story.
It's okay. It's okay. We can be friends.
My other friends were telling me the story about this lady who was 40 and still a virgin, and she got married.
Hectic.
And she got married a virgin.
Hectic.
And I was just
Mistake
thinking,
number
so
one.
we were like, this is the first issue. I was like, okay, it's great. Kudos to you for keeping it tight until you're 40. But my issue is that like you have sex with this dude and
keeping
then
it
like
tight.
what if he's bad at it? Like, I think that's my biggest fear is that like you go and you get married to this person, you decide, oh, we're not gonna have sex until we're married, and then like he's the worst. Like it's
But then,
yeah.
again, in that, would you know whether someone's actually the worst?
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. I'm
Right?
like, how do you even know whether it's good or bad? Because
You
you've
see,
never even
because we're
tried
actually
it.
getting into this culture now where it's like I want to try out my goods before I buy them first, like higher purchase
yeah.
Okay.
type business, right? And you
Yes.
know, traditionally that's not correct. We're supposed to be doing things, you know, abstaining, blah de blah de
What
blah.
does
But
that mean? I'm joking. I'm just.
I don't know. I heard the words
No,
on
I'm
the
kidding.
streets. I heard the word on the streets. We're supposed to be abstaining. We're supposed to be keeping ourselves pure. But then that was always happening at a time when people were getting married younger.
Yes.
We're getting married when we're in our 40s, 50s
You
now.
see now.
So
You
it's
see
not
now.
like, am I supposed to abstain from fun up until and then? Because, yeah. And then I'll be bored in the marriage and then for what?
Yeah,
Right.
because if you look at it biblically, apparently, I don't know how far true this is. This was just like my Google knowledge, but apparently, like they used to get married at 15. Even Mary was like
Yeah.
15, 14.
Right.
So I'm like, guys, it was easier. Like when you start hitting the 20s, the 30s, like it's harder for you to actually like abstain. Like, okay, fine, you're dating someone, you're just kissing, and then like, you know,
It's called pulling. That's what it used to be called when I was in school. Pulling, snogging, or grabbing.
okay, but our generation was teeing that item.
Right.
Right?
But isn't teeing?
No.
Really? It's still just the kissing. And then there's waxing.
Okay, like
Waxing.
baxing.
Yes. That's when it's like
For us, it was
No.
babs, but with a P. Babsing.
babsing.
Yes, babsing.
Generational gap right there.
Right.
Right.
Oh, I heard of fwapping.
Swiping.
Yes, fwapped.
You just say, I don't know.
Fwapped
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
they fwapped the AB or some shit like that. Like it's so
Swiping.
that's what they say. It's not from my mouth.
So what the youthies are saying.
Yeah.
The youthies are saying, okay, I know the youthies. You know, also the youthies these days are doing a lot. They're
Yes.
doing the most.
True.
And there's very few people that you actually find that are virgins. And when they are virgins, it's either they don't tell you
Yes.
or they non-virgin shame you.
Right.
Yes.
Right?
That's true.
You become that person like, why are you having so much sex? You so promiscuous. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I mean, like, that's why, what's her name? Amber Rose had that whole slut walk thing that she does. It's like, you know.
So cool.
Right?
Right.
Is it though?
No, I think it's cool. Like, if you want to be a slut and self-identify as a slut, that's on you. Like,
If
do what
you're
you gotta
okay
do.
with this.
If you are sexually liberated and you're okay with that, I'm like 100% with that. Like,
Why should you be a slut?
No,
Like-
because it's reclaiming the word. It's like the word nigger, for example. People, it's reclaiming it because it was used to minimize people's experiences. But in calling yourself a slut, it's like empowering, like the word bitch. It's
But
not
the
empowering
question
myself,
is-
like, oh, I'm the baddest bitch, instead of being called, oh, she's a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's reclamation.
But the thing is, my question is like just segue, but I think this would need its own section. But like, when women have sex with multiple partners, like women, we have this thing about, oh, you need to have like your dick count, like under 7 straight to heaven,
Bags.
over 8
Bodies.
Yeah, you know, like you need to know that like I am only going to have 7, like maximum 7. When it gets past that, then it's like you start, you know, recycling dicks. So that's like
Like pulling weight.
no, but like I'm just saying. So
I did a
but when
count
it's
in my head.
when it's
And I'm
guys,
like,
when
me
it's
too. I'm
guys,
like-
when it's guys, it's like in the double digits, and like it's not it's like nothing.
But
like,
a lot of the
you don't
time,
even
men
blink
are lying
twice.
also, let's be honest.
Are they though?
Yeah, no, a lot of men lie.
know.
A lot of men lie, but
I
there are a
know.
lot of men who do have like a high body count.
Yes.
Fact.
I know a lot of women that have a high, body, count.
count,
I
yes.
know friends who stopped counting the minute they reach 10. It's like, you know what?
Let me just.
I feel bad about it, but myself, so let me just not count anymore. Anything else is just a,
Can I ask you
plus one.
the other question? What is your body count? Don't give me an exact number. Is it above 10 or below 10?
below. Yes, actually.
First of all, I just like to say I'm turning 37 this year.
That's alright.
So, disclaimer.com.
That's alright. There's people who are
I
21 who have like above 20.
I stopped counting.
Okay, great.
Because I was actually starting to feel some kind of way. I was kind of like,
But that's the thing,
That
like you
wouldn't
see, that's the thing, because
Yeah.
like we've lived in generations of women being judged for like their sexuality, like
Correct.
even just having sex with one person, and you can be shamed, like it's like, oh my god.
it depends on the kind of person, because they're those people that you just don't, you know, not to go there.
True.
And then there's those that you just like, I don't know, undercover lovers. so I don't know. I stopped counting when I reached double digits, and I was like, you know what? I didn't feel. At that time I was like, I don't feel great about the number, but I'm not feeling bad about the action.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Right.
like after a while I'm like, you know what? I like sex. That's what it is.
Right. Do you feel like you've had a best? Do you think you can rank someone as the best? I'm asking you. And do you know what, guys? I nicely avoided.
I
asking
know,
the
and I was
question.
about to actually come back to you and be like, what about your body count, Jordan?
Am I below 10?
Below 10.
Below 10. I'm a good girl. Below.
See,
1.
she's non-virgin.
I told her I'm
shaming
a
now.
virgin.
She's double-digit shaming now. What do you mean?
I'm
you're a
not-
good girl?
I'm
Those of us who are
not-
above 10 are bad girls.
I'm not double-digit shaming. I'm just saying that I'm a good girl in the sense that.
She's got double digits.
She can't even
Jess.
finish that sentence. That says a lot.
No.
We will not delve
No,
deeper
sorry,
into that topic.
no. Okay, I am not above 10, guys, and I made sure of it because I've had a lot of sex, but with the same people. Does that make sense?
At the
Yes.
same time. Sorry.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. But like sometimes women will recycle because you want to keep your numbers low. So you'll go back to that
Yes.
ex who
I'm
you were
that
pretty
girl.
good.
I'm like,
Why would
rather
you-
the devil, you know.
Why would you recycle someone that you left? Because that's opening
No,
yourself
no.
up to
No, no.
so much more.
Keep the same spirits.
No, there's no such thing as keeping the same spirits, because once you break up with someone and you're not with them, there's reasons why you broke up with them. And engaging in coitus yet again with the same person that you disengaged with is just it's bringing up all those emotions that were there before.
Right.
Then you end up getting attached to the same frog, and it's just become a bigger bullfrog.
You know what? But rather the same frog, they're now having to go through the process of, oh my gosh, is he cool? Like, is the dick good?
I have
Is
to now
he,
tell him what I like.
Is he like
You know, like, it's a
reasonable?
whole process.
How many times are you gonna go through that process before you
Enough
realize, like, oh no,
times.
I can't.
Do you know what? Practice makes perfect.
I can't.
Okay.
Yes, but you can practice with the same.
No. You know what? See, the thing
You know
is
that
that
song by Drake where he's like, they were practiced for me.
when you see again.
Yes! Oh my gosh, no one likes Drake, but that's the only song I know.
What? Okay,
I'm like,
I say practice makes perfect, but the thing is that for women, sex is not just sex.
True.
Sometimes
Yes.
it's always an emotional attachment that you have.
Right.
Very true.
So if
No,
it's really difficult for one to open one's legs for someone that you're not emotionally attached to.
Very
and
true.
I'm still anti going to your ex for foofed, because yes, old people saying it, for foofed. Because you're gonna open yourself up again to those same emotions, and then it can make you feel so much worse. Right. Whereas if you're going to go find fresh,
Meat.
produce elsewhere, right? And you were more comfortable with yourself, your sexuality in every way, shape, and form. It's easier for you to say no, Rasta, stop it right there, or you can direct people to where you want them to play.
right.
I get you.
An issue that most women have as well is that they're timid when it comes to their sexuality.
Very
Right.
Very timid. It's like, I won't tell you that I want you to touch my booby. I won't tell you that I want you to touch me
Eat
like
me
this.
out!
Eat it! Right? It's like, that's
Right.
just no. You're sitting there suffering. Someone is giving himself his 2 3/4 seconds of joy.
Right.
And you're there, then you're going to be labeled, oh no, she's like the cross of Jesus. She's just there.
Oh my god.
Frozen chicken. Right? And all it is that you were not confident enough to tell this person who to shatter. Can you do this, that, the other to me?
But like, again, I knew that this was going to delve into like us really segueing. But like, and to be honest, men are also very sensitive lovers.
They are.
They can get so upset if you tell them kutisha.
You're not doing it right.
Like, you're not doing it right.
You're not
It's
saying
not what you said, like, it's not a whole
they
issue.
feel like it's a direct shot at their like masculine.
It's like masculine now. It's like, oh, so what? Like, I can't. It's like, no, boo.
It's like, yeah, you can't. But it's also about how you're not stopping
We
someone
need to stop.
you're not doing that.
We
You're
have
like,
a culture
no,
of
baby,
coddling
just
men, and we need to stop
It's
that.
like, no, babe, touch me like this, and then when he sees, okay, any man who's worth his salt enjoys seeing a woman enjoying herself. Right. If I'm just there and I'm looking like I'm thinking about the laundry that I need to do tomorrow, you should be kind of worried.
Oh my gosh, no, I've had a
Tomorrow
situation like that. There was one time, guys, where
camp.
we were within the things,
Mhm.
and it just wasn't hitting, and my phone rang, and I was like, hello? No. For real.
How
I
did
really
you
did.
react?
He just kept going at it. He didn't even care, guys. Like, he was just like, he was a dog, like one of those
Were you
dog
even-
men
were you even
who
wearing-
just want to get what they want.
Oh, yeah.
And hit it and quit it. You know what I mean? And so I was like, okay, let me also hit it and quit it on the phone. Hello, you know?
Yeah, nah, I would have removed him off my board,
Yikes.
man. Yeah,
No.
no.
Yikes.
Hey, but yikes. Like,
That would have destroyed him.
the only time I've ever done
Maybe
that
he
is
was
when it's
destroyed.
kinky. Why is he really? Did he finish?
I don't know.
Yeah. Shit!
Wow.
Cold-blooded.
I don't know.
Yikes.
Wow.
That was.
It's a long time ago. It was like 10 plus years ago, guys.
Yeah.
That's
But the thing is, yes, women need to be more vocal with their sex and everything. But like my question now would be, is the world ready for forward-thinking sexuality women? Because the thing is, I think
Yes.
also at the end of the day, with the way we're raised, right? Like for you, you're like, you stopped counting because you started feeling like, is this too much? But the thing is, like, you enjoy having sex. The minute, I feel like with women, the minute you get past 5, you now start thinking, does this mean that like I'm a nympho? Does it mean that I'm a whore? Do I need to now like, do I have to be in a relationship before I have sex? Like you start second guessing yourself. And I think like we're raised a certain way, and like does it mean that now our generation is kind of screwed and we now need to maybe start training our daughters to say that, listen,
or not screwed.
it's it's
Why
okay
is
for you
this
to
not being
enjoy
done?
sex.
There you go.
It's okay for you to like enjoy sex, but like
Sorry, I'm asking for a specific thing here.
Eat the pizza.
Specific thing here.
This episode is sponsored by Amard's chilli.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, yes, I think your question should be more along the lines. The world is ready for forward-thinking, sexually active women in general, but I think we should be more along the lines of African women.
Yes.
Because we are the ones who, like, we're all pro, you know, be careful. Be careful.
Okay. Just like,
She's getting like a disclaimer, guys. Be careful.
this chili is hotter than
And you're
sex.
saying African
Continue.
women, sorry.
Yeah, I know, she's disturbing everyone. African women, we're not being sexual. You know, it's little things like you can't even wear shorts in certain spaces
Yeah,
in
we
time.
were just speaking about that, right?
Now I'm going to be going around and saying, I know, I love it when I'm child, you know, eating like groceries and blah, 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 blah. Everyone's going to be like, what are you? You know,
So
there's
it's
always
like
going to be the thing.
groceries.
Yes. I pride myself in always sexually shocking people.
Alright.
I say random things to people and everyone's like, Amard, oh my God. And I'm like, I sound shitty. You know, that type of thing. It makes it easier for people to talk, but we don't have that. We don't have enough safe spaces for women to be able to.
Right.
And that's the thing, guys have the bar. Like you can go to like the bar and have like a group of guys sitting and they're talking about their sexual experiences and like
Lying.
lying to each other or whatever. But like I think
Right,
women
having
need
like a
that.
dick measuring contest.
Yes.
Like women, it only happens like maybe at kitchen tea parties or when you're talking to your best friend or your close friend. But even sometimes you feel like you might be judged. Like I remember, I will not lie, one of my closest friends when she had sex for the first time, I judged her. I was like, hey, whoa.
Wait, but how old were you? That's another question.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is a question I wanted to ask is how old were you guys when you lost your virginity?
I was 21.
Oh my.
Yes. I'm a good girl. I was
Yeah,
21.
you can now shame. How
Yeah.
old are you?
Why are we shaming her though?
I wasn't shaming.
Oh, I was shaming
I can shame someone else.
Oh, you can now shame. Like the pizza
Wow.
sauce dropping.
Can you just tell us when you were? Can you see how she's trying to like avoid? Others are like, oh no, the pizza. No, girl, tell us.
It's so good though. Like a month's fine.
You're my
Oh.
15-year-old, you are.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm not
I was actually 23.
Guys,
24.
I'm going. I'm joking.
The
I
shoe
was
was only
12. No, for real, I was 12. I was 12. I've told you.
Yes,
this.
you told me this.
I was
I'll act shocked for the camera.
12.
I'm just shocked.
No,
Was
I
it
was
consensual?
Yeah, okay. So basically, it was one of those situations. This is basically what we're talking about today. It was one of those situations where I was 12. All my siblings are older than me, so I always hang out with my siblings' friends. And so this guy was 17. And I was into this guy. I was really, really into this guy. And his thing was, if you love me, you'll give me your virginity.
You see now.
You know what I'm saying? If you love me, you'll have sex with me. But what got me was the fact that he said, no, I'm also a virgin. And so we'd be losing it together. And it'd be so romantic. And we'll have each other forever. And what. You know, like all this stupid shit that you fall for when you're 12 years old. And so, yeah, I fell for it. And we did it. And I felt like I had given him my love. And then he made me walk home afterwards, guys.
By himself.
No.
By yourself.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I have to go somewhere.
He wasn't looking
Just
sure.
walk.
First of all, he was no virgin.
He wasn't.
Second of all,
But it lasted like no more than 2.5 seconds, guys. So like,
But you see now, this now brings us back to the first issue, is that you now decide that I'm going to wait until I am married. In this day and age, women are becoming established and accomplished at, like, you're looking at
Right.
35 going upwards. That's
It
like
was
when
literally
you're
a
living by
2-minute
yourself.
noodle.
For you, like, I think for your situation, you're better because you're from an older generation. So, like,
wow.
no. What I mean is that, like, Zim, when you were
Ageism.
25 and when I was 25, Zim was two different things. There's, like, we don't have more than what? We're like 9-year age difference, I think. And, like,
no,
she was
she's
amazing.
like 2 years younger than us.
exactly, 50 years.
I am.
But like what I'm saying is that so for you, like
God,
the
yeah.
time it took for you to establish yourself, Zim was like in a better economic situation and everything. So you got your job, you're working and everything. Like now you're staying by yourself, right? You're paying your bills and everything. Yes, we're all in the same struggle boat, but like you have at least established yourself. You're looking at your age, right? And you're like, okay, now you're living by yourself, you've bought your own stuff, you're now at this age. Was it really, if you had waited until now to start saying that, okay, I'm going to get married, you now get married, then you're having sex for the first time. Given your first sexual experience, do you think it would have been worth waiting until now to have sex?
Not even. Look, first of all, my first sexual experience was...
As it usually is.
I mean, it wasn't, I guess it wasn't bad.
It was the best.
But because I've been reading a lot of Mills and Boone and watching a lot of Santa Barbara, and like, that is not what Chris Castillo was doing.
Yeah.
Right.
And it ended so quickly. I ended up even saying to the guy that I want some
That's
more. And
always
he just
what
passed
happens,
out. So you see, this thing of like, you don't know whether someone is bad or not because you're a virgin is a lie. Women know. You're good.
Because you know how you feel. I feel like it's a feeling.
And if you don't climax, that should say a lot.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was 21. I only had my first orgasm when I was 25.
You see.
Right? Not like I had stopped it.
With a real man. Okay? No. It's only a real man who can make a woman orgasm. No,
That's another discussion.
I'm so serious.
It's another discussion.
No, I'm very serious
But
about that.
I like how I've grown sexually. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had waited up until now.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very emotional being. I'm able to express myself physically as well. So if I had to wait until now to discover that, oh yes, I like this, that, the other, I wouldn't be as confident as I am
I get you.
in my sexuality, and it would just be, I don't know what kind of person I would have become. I wouldn't be me.
I get you.
So yes, I'm not saying rush to have sex, especially you, Rosie, my daughter. No.
That's the thought.
Do not rush to
No,
have sex.
Rosie, your aunties and your mom say.
Challenge.
But I
Wait.
definitely agree that like sex does shape you, character-wise. So I definitely agree with that. It definitely shows you so much about yourself that you're not like you don't know.
Yeah. Because that's true. I remember reading somewhere, it was some book, some magazine. I don't know what it was called. They said that until you are comfortable looking at yourself naked in the mirror, you're not ready to have sex.
Right.
So I try to stand in front of the mirror and I'd be like, nah, not ready for that, you know. And so once you're able to do it, it's that confidence building thing. Because if you have sex and you're not confident, you don't have that, you have low self-esteem, men are gonna take advantage of you.
That's true.
So much, which is why
You can probably just hear me chewing on this.
We're eating pizza for those of you who are just listening in
with Amad's chili.
With Amad's chili.
Right. But it's more like when you said the 12-year-old thing, these are conversations that we should be having with our mothers and our aunts. These should be conversations that are being had all the time, because if you were able to speak to your mom candidly about what you're feeling, you know, my period started, or this boy did this, that, she would have told you, my guy, don't do it.
Yeah.
But because we don't have that, the only sexual conversation I ever had with my mother was when I was in Form 4. I was talking to my then boyfriend on the streets, you know, like you did. And then I saw her car coming from across and I ran into the house, but she saw me. And the only thing I ran, like it was wow. And the only thing she says to me is like, oh, you have a boyfriend? I'm like, oh, you know, it's time for us to have the conversation. I'm like, yes, mom, yes, I do. Are you going to pass school? Or are you going to get pregnant?
Imagine.
That was it. That was literally the length and breadth of my conversation.
You know, I
with
also
sex with my
hate
mom.
that a lot of conversations relating to sex are always, you have sex, you're gonna fall pregnant or have a kid, and that's that. It's never, you have sex, you can like catch an STI, you can get HIV, you can be emotionally. You have sex, you can be emotionally scarred. You can lose yourself in someone by giving them that part of yourself. It's never that. It's never the depth of sexuality. It's always basic shit like, the basic stuff like,
it's pregnancy. The fear.
Are you
the
gonna,
fear that's
you're
put
gonna
in women
right.
is that
it's
you're gonna
fear
get
mongering,
pregnant.
exactly.
And what I find so frustrating about that is that this is why, if you look at statistics say that less women actually will ask their sexual partner, like if he's been tested. Less women care about even getting tested.
Right.
Your first concern as a woman is that I don't want to get pregnant. If you ask a lot of girls,
just a condom.
why are you having sex?
Right.
Oh, because I'm afraid of getting pregnant. So
Right.
you must wear a condom. Or I will just have I'll take the morning after, whatever. The concern is never about getting an STI, getting AIDS, nothing.
Right.
Your concern is, your first and only concern is, I don't want to get pregnant.
Right.
And that's such a thought from like the 80s, what you call the 60s, 50s. Like
Right.
that's that problem. Because now we have bigger problems. We have
Right.
STIs that are not curable.
And
We have
STIs that will
HIV
make you
that is
like
not curable.
infertile, guys. Like, let's speak about that. You're telling me about pregnancy, but if I get this chlamydia, I'm not gonna have a child.
You're gonna be infertile.
Right.
And then what?
But that's if you even want children, and there's also a large majority of women who can't even have children. So that conversation is so out of the window at this point in time.
Yeah. So this is why, like, I'm just like, so we've obviously agreed that the whole waiting thing does not make sense. We're not saying go out there and have sex now, ladies. We're just saying that if you're ready to have sex and you're just fighting this battle internally,
Right.
And it's you who wants to have
yes,
sex,
you want
not
to have
someone
it.
else.
I think stop fearing for it. I think you need to just be in a position where you're ready. Like, you know, I'm a very strong Christian and everything, but I also just feel like, you know, sometimes, you know, life happens. I think you also just need to be smart about certain things. Don't just go and have sex just for the sake of it because your friends are doing it or whatever.
Right.
But like, if you feel like you're in a situation where you want to do it safe, do it smart, and like live your best life. And like, but now it's now like these other sub things that now happen at that, like, you know, now the sex has to be enjoyable for you. Women also need to start looking at things like stop just worrying about, I don't want to get pregnant. And I think sometimes I have conversations with girls and you're just like, really? That was your concern, was getting pregnant? For me, my first fear is getting sick, guys. I'm just like,
Right,
like that conversation that I have to sit down
Me
with my
too.
mom and tell her like, Mom, I have, you know, guys, like it's just a conversation I don't want to have. And also just being able to live with it yourself. I think that's also just another thing. Like, so don't put yourself in that, you know,
Right.
risk circle or whatever.
Right. I know for myself, for the longest time, guys, this is so bad. But for the longest time, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I used to be this girl who would be like, I don't like condoms. I'm allergic to condoms. So like, raw is law. Like that was my thing. Like raw is law, and we're not doing it with a condom because it's uncomfortable for me, and I'm not doing that. So it was always like, you have to get tested, and I always used to preach, oh, you have to get tested, you have to get tested. But tell me how many boys I actually asked to get tested? 0. But you know what I'm saying? It was so bad. I used to make up these ideals in my mind, but would I actually even follow through with them? You know what I'm saying? Because the process of me making out with someone and then it leading to sex, it's so the line is so thin,
Slippery
guys.
slope.
It's so thin that sometimes you fear that you might never have that intimate moment again. Before you could ask this person, please get tested. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Or like at the club, if you're at the club and
You
you're
meet
like
someone.
meeting someone.
Fear of missing out on the phone.
Right, FOMO, sex FOMO.
But like, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and he was like, you know, he was almost in a situation where he had sex with an underage girl, and I was like to him, he was like, no, she lied about her age, because like
I was that girl.
So I was just like to him, I was like,
No,
listen.
for real, I was that girl.
But what my argument with him was, I was like, you act like you can't say no. Do you get it? I feel like we're living in an age where we act as if like once the urge kicks in, like we can't say no.
can't just
it has to happen. Like if I
Yeah.
feel like having sex right now on this table, like we're gonna shove everything off and do it now. Like that's how we act. But like that's not the situation. That's not the case.
Right.
I think if you're two consenting adults, if you meet a nigga in the club and you're like, no, let's do this, he can't certify his, you know, HIV status. Then we'll be like, nah, fam, so we can do this another time. No strings attached, whatever. If he doesn't want to do it,
Whip out the
cool.
self-test kit in the car, dog.
Self-test kit takes like what, 5
15
minutes?
minutes.
15 minutes.
Y'all can
exactly.
be making out and doing
Right?
the flow.
Just like, okay,
foreplay.
let's go. Let's go.
Right. Let's normalize self-test
Right.
kits, right?
And you can get these, like, you can just go and buy
At
one
the
at the
pharmacy,
pharmacy.
right, and it's
You can
blood-based
even-
at this point.
You know, yeah, now they do it blood-based. You can go to New Start and be like, fam, like, stock me up. Like,
Hit me
I wanna
up,
live my
right,
best-
right,
I'm trying to live my best life here.
right.
You know?
Well, you know, I'm always gonna go for the emotional aspect of it.
That's
because yes, when you're gonna meet a nigga in the club, you're like, oh no, I'm very happy, or what, I'm in the mood, I'm in the zone and stuff. Taking care of yourself begins with just saying, you know what, I want to do this. Do what you want to do,
Yeah.
but don't indulge in the coitus. And just say, if you're really serious about me, I'm not saying that everyone should be dating You know what I mean? I'm not saying, because I know there's people out there who just want to,
Hit
Hit it and quit it.
Cool.
Alright.
Why not do it in a more comfortable environment? One, because bound and go on my door. You're now nice and you're litty in the city.
Right.
And there's nothing more upsetting than waking up in the morning knowing you had sex, but not remembering it. And then they're like, my body feels like it was great, but I will remember none.
I couldn't deal with that.
If you can't remember any of your sexual experiences, what's the point of having them?
Right.
And then you can't erase what could have happened from them.
Right.
It happened. Your body was, played with and stuff. So why not, first of all, want it to be ideal for you? Whether it's going to be, it can be in a bed with roses, or it can be in the backseat of a car in the middle of the corner by Joanna City. Whatever, man. Whatever everyone has their thing. But then why not make it something that you want to enjoy?
Right.
Even if it is just kawan.
Right.
Just, wait.
Do it right. If you're gonna do it right, true. But do you think that women can't separate their emotions from sex? Do you think that is? Do you think, how with guys say that, oh no, a guy can just get into the club and meet a girl, hit and run, and he's fine. He's not even thinking twice about her. Yeah. Do you think women can do you think we're emotionally strong enough to do that?
It depends, I think.
It depends. I've heard.
Had girls?
I've listened to girls.
We like fluidity. We stand.
I was
right?
Look, I've heard girls say, "Oh no, I can just I just want sex and thingy," and when I listen to their discussions about it, it's like, yes, fine, you're not as emotionally invested as you possibly would have been, but you can tell that there's that kind of, I wouldn't mind doing it again. The minute you think about, I don't mind doing it again, you invested something in that. We are not made to be.
I don't know.
To be honest with you.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think
run.
there's also the aspect of, for a lot of women, there's the insecurity aspect comes into play, and there's that thing of, what if I never have it again from someone else? That kind of attention. You know what I'm saying? So it may not necessarily be investment in emotions, but it's investment in the self-worth, the aspect.
Which is an
I've
emotion.
never felt that with anyone. I'm afraid that I won't get that from someone else. So it may not be necessarily I want this guy for what he offers me, or what his body is doing for me. It might be I want this guy to qualify my own insecurities. Do you know what I'm saying?
He makes me feel better about myself.
Right. But I don't necessarily enjoy his sex. You know what I'm saying?
I don't play those games.
But there's a lot of girls who do.
There are a lot of girls who do. That is true. But that's what I'm saying, is that it's still an emotional thing. I think as women, I hate to say it, I have a friend, I know if she watches this, she'll be like, really?
Right.
But I honestly feel like as women, we can't separate emotions from sex.
No, I disagree. No,
listen.
I 100%
Jordan,
disagree.
listen. The issue is that we are just created that way. As women, we invest somehow.
I 100%.
So the thing is, you can shag someone today and see him in 3 weeks with some girl on his Instagram getting married. You're gonna feel some type of way.
I 100%
by default, as much as you didn't want to date him, you don't want to marry him, you'll look and you'll be like, oh, okay. But it's gonna make you feel some kind of way. You can get over it, but you'll still feel something.
No, guys, because what about in the case of girls who are sleeping with an old man, a sugar daddy, for his money? That's complete emotional detachment.
Emotional security.
That's
exactly.
not even emotional security. That's financial security.
Not necessarily all the time, right? First of all, you will notice that most of the girls who do the sugar daddy thing, the ones that I've spoken to,
right?
They don't quite give it up. They know that he's done. So they're not really actually having sex with him. It's like, yo, this guy is taking care of me somehow.
But there's a lot who are having sex though.
Yes, there is that side that's also having sex with them, but then you'll find that in their sex, it's a self-esteem thing,
right,
as well. Yes, I am saying it right now. Most girls who hook up with sugar daddies, it's a self-esteem thing. Whether it's a daddy issue, or she makes it feel, he makes her feel like, oh, I'm taken care of,
or maybe I just want to pay my bills, guys.
Right, that's that thing. It's a self-esteem thing.
Do you know why the problem comes in, Jordan? Is that, okay, fine, you know that he's paying your bills. Let you see your sugar daddy with another girl. You're gonna feel some type of way. He's still paying your bills. There's nothing that's changed between your relationship with him.
Right.
But let him just walk in the door with another girl. Let him give a little bit too much attention to your homie that you bring into the house to say that, no, this guy can buy drinks all night. You're gonna feel some type of way.
I guess,
as women, unfortunately,
it's a threat. It's a threat
yeah,
to
we
your
always,
security.
yeah. So the thing is, I feel like, but it's like, it's that investment. We invest a little bit more. Like as much as it's financial, but our heart also puts its toe in the door.
We should
know what I think it
say
is?
along the lines of when we're saying emotional attachment, it's not necessarily I love him, I want to have this
Right.
baby. It can also be that emotional
He belongs
attachment
to
of he exactly. He
Yes,
belongs to-
it's security.
This is mine.
I think with women,
This
it's
is my
it's
toy.
more not
My
it's
toy,
not
not
necessarily
yours.
attachment. It's we crave security. We crave knowing that this is something I can have now, tomorrow, the next day, until I'm tired of it, and then I can move on.
Yeah, when I don't want to.
Right, when I don't want to, exactly. It's more to do with security, more to do with securing the bag. And when I say the bag, I mean the ball sack. The bag. The ball bag.
Right.
Yes. So, like, securing the bag. That bag.
Yeah. To be specific.
The scrotum bag.
God, this is expensive.
Right.
I literally when we upload, we have to write not for children.
Not
Yes.
for children.
Yes. That's how you can, swear as
Yes.
much as you want in the episode because it's demonetized already.
But true, but like I don't know. With women, I think it's complicated, and this is why I say that, the casual sex thing, just because of how we're brought up. I think our generation, I hate to say it, we're just screwed because when we hit a certain number, even like with our sexual experiences, as much as we'll be like, well, independent women, hey, gender fluidity, blah. There's a night you're sitting in your shower and the shower is just pouring on you, you're just like 72 penises.
Wow.
Okay, not 72, but like you think about it. Like two dicks.
Something's always going to take a toll.
Yeah,
Right.
No matter
and
what.
it'll hit you, and I feel like it's just like it'll hit you. Like one day it'll hit you hard, the next day you don't care about it. You're like independent women,
Itchy
Right.
and then
Sorry.
a month later you're gonna be crying about it.
Did you just say itchy parts?
I'm sorry.
Because the thing is, how many of your close friends
She said itchy
know you're
parts.
legit?
She said hit you hard. And I'm like, yeah.
Chlamydia.
How many of your friends?
I'm joking.
If I had to ask, how many of your close friends know your exact dick count?
I don't even
One.
know mine.
One.
Is it a girl?
Yes, it's a girl.
Okay.
I don't even know mine.
It
How
could
can
never
someone
be
else?
a guy. Are you kidding?
Jeez.
Okay, maybe no.
It's easier to tell a guy your dick
No,
count than
it's
to tell
easier
a
to
girl.
tell a girl for me.
Girls will be like, oh.
Did you see what Jordan wrote?
And then now, this is gonna be a side conversation. Me and Amard are gonna be talking about, oh, Jordan said like she has sex at 12. Girl, damn. Then you're gonna go talk to your other homie like, man, Vera's like, damn, like she's like under. I don't think she under 10. I think she like in the 11, 12.
But can I
That's
suggest
how we
something? Can we cut this segment?
You're a virgin, and then now you're up with this one pump man.
Doggy, and then like with that friction and stuff, then you end up feeling that itchiness. And you're like,
Just before your period and even during, you are extremely horny.
Come
It's
paint.
welcome.
Come finger paint.
I feel like women don't masturbate enough. Hey, I was kumona sadza rasta. I was kumona
I always
sadza.
say
How's that?
so
Ew.